So let's talk about how science can be religion. It sounds quite paradoxical, really, doesn't it? Like, how can that be the case? Well, because anyone can tell you that something is science, right? Someone can come along and say, well, we've done this, we've tested this, and blah, 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 and this seems to be the case. And now, at that point, it may or may not be actual real science. It may or may not be the actual scientific method. The point is that you having received that information only and not having undergone that investigation yourself, it can only be a belief system in your mind, right? Even if it sort of makes sense, like logically, like a lot of what we've just gone through, right? On the surface of it, sounds like, yep, okay, well, this, well, I won't call it what it is, but you know what I mean. It goes in there, it goes into your arm. If that is supposedly going to provide me the antibodies against this alleged virus, then okay, give it to me. Like, I want that. But what if there is no virus? What if this vaccine isn't what it says to be? Like, the point is that without the person individually critically thinking about what's taking place, it can only be a belief system. It can only be a religion. And as I can't remember his name now, but there's a great guy, Carl Sagan, yeah, of course. Carl Sagan, he said himself that science isn't just a bundle of knowledge, right? It's a way of thinking. So, sooner or later, he goes on to say that this combustible mixture of high technology and power and ignorance is going to blow up in our faces, and this is absolutely what's happened. And it's been going on all the time, of course, but most recently it's become very, very obvious that, people are in a deeply entrenched state of worship towards media and the government, and this has become statism, and scientism. It's not true science because you have to actually engage in the process, right? You have to, and then when you do that, you begin to see how there's a hole there, this doesn't make any sense. And then, of course, you go to speak up about this and you get censored, right? And so I've got to say things in certain ways so they can even exist on this platform. And it's just fascinating because the levels of deception that we've undergone throughout the last few years and way beyond back into the past it's a stretch in the imagination for most people, and they don't want to go there, and it's understandable. But what we're dealing with today is unfortunately still a religion, and these people are walking around in these lab coats and these with all of this sort of like facts and statistics and all this epidemiology. It's all a belief in a cult. It's all a belief in what we think of as science, but it actually is scientism until you can actually engage in the process. And what they want to do is remove the nuance, remove the debate. The tyranny is the deliberate removal of nuance. Albert Maisel's quote, I think. And so what they do is they try and get you to all be on the same page, lockstep, so that any variation from that can be ostracized, pushed to one side. You are going to be now called some sort of like conspiracy theorist, nut job or person. They're going to put you off into the fringe, and then the herd, who is still the Heideggerian Das Man, right? Yet to be illuminated, yet to activate the higher mental faculties. They just go along with whatever they're told, just being spoon-fed misinformation left, right, and centre from the mainstream media. And they don't have the position psychologically to actually compete and combat the fascism, because that's what's happening. This is a war that we're on. Let's make no two ways about it. This is a psychological battle for the human soul. And we'll get a lot into transhumanism and really this whole agenda of AI and what's really taking place here and how they're trying to usher in a new world order, as they call it. And that's another term that's now going to be thrown around, and people are going, oh, it's conspiracy. Well, it's written on the back of the US dollar bill. So, I don't know whether that's a conspiracy or not, right? But that's what people want to say, right? Anything that sounds like it's too outrageous, means that it can't be true. It doesn't mean that it isn't true. It just means it can't possibly be true because I haven't been told that yet. So what's happened is we've sort of outsourced our minds to authority, which is typically coming to us through the television. And that really is the whole reason. People can't even have a room without a TV in these days. It's madness. But even some people I know in the bathroom, they've got televisions. I mean, it's become an extension of the human body, and this is really what this transhumanism is about, is to actually merge man with machine, right? So you will become the AI, you will become biotech, right? So we'll do some more videos about this, but like, you know, let's not get too confused. Let's not get too mistaken about science and religion. Absolutely scientific method, like no one can have a problem with this, but if it's not challenged, you can quite quickly become a belief system and a subtle religion that's held in the mind of the masses. You just go to the, you know, British History Museum or the Science Museum. Like, look at the building, look at the architecture. I mean, it's a church, right? The Church of Darwinism. But we won't go off on a tangent on this video. So yeah, anyway, that's that. That's how science can be religion. So watch out, you know. Let's begin to critically engage in the stuff that you think of as conspiracy as a knee-jerk reaction, but perhaps isn't. And so you can actually go to newearth.land/documents if you want to read CV19 Facts, Not Fear, or I can't remember what I titled it, something like that, if you're interested. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching.